Secondly, we come to the non-Buddhist teachings of India. In Brahmanism we find the two deities, Shiva, who has 3 eyes and 8 arms, and Vishnu. They are held as the loving Father and compassionate Mother of all living beings, and are also called the Honorable Ones of Heaven and Sovereigns. In addition, there are 3 men, Kapila, Raluka, and Rishabha, who are known as the 3 ascetics. These ascetics lived somewhere around 800 years before the time of the Buddha. The teachings expounded by the 3 ascetics are known as the 4 Vedas, and number 60,000. Later, in the time of the Buddha, there were the 6 non-Buddhist teachers who studied and transmitted these non-Buddhist scriptures and acted as tutors to the kings of the 5 regions of India. Their teachings split into 95 or 96 different lines, forming school after school. The banners of their pride were raised higher than the heaven where there's neither thought nor no thought, and their dogmatic rigidity was harder than metal or stone. But in their skill and depth of understanding, they surpassed anything known in Confucianism. They were able to perceive 2, 3, or even 7 existences, a period of 80,000 kalpas, into the past, and they likewise knew what would happen 80,000 kalpas in the future. As the fundamental principle of their doctrine, some of these schools taught that causes produce effects, others taught that causes do not produce effects, while still others taught that causes both do and do not produce effects. Such were the fundamental principles of these non-Buddhist schools. The devout followers of the non-Buddhist teachings observe the 5 precepts and the 10 good precepts, practice the kind of meditation that is still accompanied by outflows, and, ascend into the worlds of form and formlessness, believe they have attained nirvana when they reach the highest of the heavens. But although they make their way upward bit by bit like an inchworm, they fall back from the heaven where there is neither thought nor no thought, and descend instead into the 3 evil paths. Not a single one succeeds in remaining on the level of the heavens, though they believe that once having attained that level they will never descend from it. Each approves and practices the doctrines taught by his teacher and firmly abides by them. Thus some of them bathe 3 times a day in the Ganges even on cold winter days, while others pull out the hairs on their head, fling themselves against rocks, expose themselves to fire, burn their bodies, or go about stark naked. Again, there are those who believe they can gain good fortune by sacrificing many horses, or who burn grasses and trees, or make obeisance to every tree they encounter. Erroneous teachings such as these are too numerous to be counted. Their adherents pay as much respect and honor to the teachers who propound them as the heavenly deities pay to the Lord Chakra, or the court ministers pay to the ruler of the empire. But not a single person who adheres to these 95 types of higher or lower non-Buddhist teachings ever escapes from the cycle of birth and death. Those who follow teachers of the better sort will, after 2 or 3 births, fall into the evil paths, while those who follow evil teachers will fall into the evil paths in the very next birth. And yet the main point of these non-Buddhist teachings constitutes an important means of entry into Buddhism. Some of them state, 1,000 years from now, the Buddha will appear in the world, while others state, 100 years from now, the Buddha will appear in the world. The Nirvana Sutra remarks, all of the non-Buddhist scriptures and writings in society are themselves Buddhist teachings, not non-Buddhist teachings. And in the Lotus Sutra it is written, before the multitude they seem possessed of the 3 poisons, or manifest the signs of distorted views. My disciples in this manner use expedient means to save living beings,